So, outsourcing digital dental design, the argument for it. So today, in this video, I'm going to go through the advantages of outsourcing your digital dental designs for things like crown and bridge, splints. To balance it out, I will go through the advantages of internal or in-house design later in a separate video. However, for today, I'm just going to focus on outsourcing, as this is one of the topics that dentists don't really like talking about. For some reason, as dentists, we do sometimes get this, this over-bloated idea that we're on top, we can do anything, and the reality is that we can't. I firmly believe that you can't be the top of your game in more than one field. You only have 24 hours in a day. So we can't be great clinicians or excellent clinicians as well as excellent designers. There's simply just not enough time to be excellent at both. And that's reality. So you need X amount of practice, hours, to be excellent at both. And at some point, if you try to do both, something else is going to be sacrificed. That could be your family time, that could be your physical health, your mental health. Something will have to give because we're all human. So before I continue, here are my details. My website is at the top, and then if you want to follow my Instagram, there it is. That's my tag. And then of course, if you're watching this video on YouTube, you know where my channel is. So, what are the aims of any business decision? I like this slide, and I use this slide a lot because it's not just relevant to 3D printing, which is one of my passions, but any decision that you make with your clinic, you want any decision to result in a reduced running cost. You want to increase productivity. You want to cut the amount of time that you're working. So these three, concepts are really important when embarking on any business decision, whether you're going to design yourself or you're going to send your designs elsewhere. So why outsource? To clarify, I do actually design myself. I use ExoCAD, I have Blender for Dental, I use Clinics more recently. I've used Blue Sky Plan, and I do some stuff on Medit apps. So as I mentioned, today I'll actually just focus on the advantages of in-house or internal design options. I'll go through outsourcing today, and I'll discuss the advantages of the alternative, so designing in-house or individually in a separate video to kind of like balance the scales per se. So first of all, why outsource? First thing, if you don't have the time and or patience to design yourself, but you still want to benefit from from in-house manufacturing, such as milling or 3D printing, then you should send your jobs elsewhere to be designed. You don't need to spend the thousands of dollars on software, and more importantly, you don't need to spend the time. Your time is important. Your staff's time is important, and it takes hours to be good at certain software options. You can't just simply pick them up and expect that you'll be a whiz at it. The other advantage is that many design centers these days have very, very quick turnover times. I could get a bridge or a splint designed within 24 hours, well within 24 hours. And especially within the environment that we all are now with COVID, I'm sure many of you have experienced delays in postage, receiving jobs, delivery issues. So wouldn't it be good if you could have something designed within a day, and then you can print or mill it, and then issue it within a 24 to 48 hour window? It's certainly possible now. So depending on the company that you go with, you may have also less issues with storage, and I'm talking about data storage, because a lot of the data that in designs is actually saved in the design center's servers. So that's usually permanently saved for long, or at least for long periods of time. So in case you kind of like your backup fails or something happens to your database, you know that someone at least has it there somewhere. So let's go through an example. Heygears. Heygears is one of my favorite companies. And first of all, I'd like to clarify, I'm not getting paid at all for this. I don't get any credits or any benefits from posting this video. I just have tried multiple companies, and I feel that Heygears as a company hits a very nice sweet spot between being affordable and actually having pretty decent and great design results. And believe me, I have tried cheaper, but I found sometimes their results are very, very hit or miss. And in general, the designs that I've received from Heygears have been very prompt. I think they have a 24-hour guarantee, and I get most of my designs well within that 24-hour period. And my crowns fit great, they look great. There's a huge range of design options which I'll show you, and there's heaps of parameters available, and sometimes I feel that in fact it's a bit too much at times. So yeah, it's very affordable. For less than $5 you can get a single crown design. If you want them to prepare the model for 3D printing, it's a couple of more bucks extra. And yeah, I think night guards are about $10 US to design. So yeah, it's very, very affordable, it's very quick, and the added bonus is that you can actually communicate with your designer directly if required. And if you do have some sort of preference for, if you have Exocad and you want to do some minor adjustments later, or 3Shape, you have that option. You can choose, you can ask your designer, okay, I want this splint design in 3Shape, or I want this crown designed in Exocad. It's your choice. And they've been really absolutely delightful to deal with. All the designers that I've talked to speak fluent English, which is a plus, and will design as per your instructions. You just have to be quite specific with what you want. So I'm just going to show you a video of kind of like how many options there are, and it's a lot of numbers. You can choose your tooth library for crown and bridge. It's a lot actually. When you first enter the platform, is a lot to deal with. If you want precision attachments, they can incorporate that, and there's a whole range of different treatment options that you're really spoiled for choice, to be honest. And right now I'm just showing you kind of like the 3Shape options. They have separate options if you want to choose Exocad. Yeah, there's different parameters for each. So really the world's your oyster. And I think I'm just scrolling through all the different options. If you want onlay, yeah, there's really so many that you can choose from. Veneers. I will show you a couple of photos later of some of the veneers that they've designed for me. And of course, if you want them to prepare a digital model for you, yeah, it's really all there. You just have to know what you want, to be honest. Yeah, that's really, in a nutshell, what they have to offer. So I'm just going to let this video run through. Yeah, denture frames as well, if you're into that. So yeah, as a dentist, I'm sure lab techs as well use this service as well. Really, the variety of different options you have is really almost anything that you can think of they can do. So here they can design implant prostheses, dentures, as I mentioned. Yeah, even if you want like them to help treatment plan a clear aligner case for you, and then you manufacture or 3D print the models, they can do that for you. Splints. Night guards. Yeah, really anything that you can think of. And now I'm just going to go through a walkthrough actually of the platform, just to show you in a bit more detail the different parameters that you have at your disposal. So first of all, you want to upload an order. Alright, so this is what the platform looks like, and then you just basically drag your file onto the onto that cloud area, and then here we go. You bring up, you just choose which teeth you want to work on if you're working on specific teeth. And let's say you want to, I think, yeah, we're going to do a crown in a sec. We're going to choose some teeth. Yeah, and so we're going to choose some teeth. I'm going to split them in this case, just hypothetically speaking, just for demonstration purposes. And then if you want them to prepare a model, you can prepare, section model, so that includes a die that you can remove, and then yeah, it's really quite comprehensive. Just gonna let this run through. Yeah, close and core. And you can even choose your own tooth library. So you can choose the libraries that they have on hand. If you have a specific tooth library, you can talk to your designer about that. Then the morphology, incidental space, contact area, whether you want your embrasures natural or completely closed. Any attachments that you want. This is just the different model options, and this is just for 3Shape. So 3Shape is kind of like their default software, but if you want your designer to use ExoCAD, then by all means, it's all possible. And there we go, parameters for your digital model. Yeah, really, it's quite confusing, quite confronting at the start. You really don't need to change most of these values. These are the crown and bridge parameters, if you want to change any of them. Yeah, so, and if you have any specific instructions, yeah, just type them there. And as I said, their designers are all very fluent in English. Obviously, as an Australian, that's really important to me. So yeah, it's really a no-brainer. So I particularly use Heygears when I'm busy, I don't have time to design myself, or I've got a big case and I just simply do not have the time to do a good job, essentially. Yeah. So here you want to pick a night guard, then you can go choose the parameters once again. Yeah, so really anything that you want to design is possible. And the results, well, here's some photos. So as you can see here, here's some 3D printed results, and I don't think they're bad at all. On the top left we have an onlay printed in Crown Tech, and then glazed and stained with Optiglaze. In the middle we have a 3-unit bridge that's also printed out of Crown Tech and stained and glazed with Optiglaze. On the right, we have some indirect bonding trays. So as long as your bracket system is in the 3Shape kind of like a library, which there's hundreds of them there, then you can definitely get Heygears to design your indirect bonding trays. These are printed in Keyprint IBT. So yeah, it was a very easy print. Basically turns your 60 to 90 minute bonding sessions to really half an hour. And down below, we got some Crown Tech veneers. So overall, not too shabby. Really, it's not too shabby. So in summary, there are advantages to outsourcing. There are advantages to designing yourself. It really just depends on your own situation and what works for you. If you're time poor and you don't want to allocate time to learn design software, then sure, outsource your designs. If you don't have the budget to purchase, outright some of these more comprehensive design software options like ExoCAD, 3Shape, then sure, outsource your designs. If you don't really need that same day, immediate, where you need it kind of like within half an hour, a time frame, then sure, outsource your designs. I mean, sometimes outsourcing tends to bring up these ideas where you have these 16-year-old midgets in front of a computer in some sort of sweatshop in a third world country. But that's simply just not the case anymore. Maybe true for some companies, but certainly not all, certainly not in my experience with Heygears. And I know there are other companies like Evidence that do great jobs as well. So, but I'm just talking about my own personal experience with the Heygears platform. So there you have it. Hope you got something out of this very short video. My socials, once again, are listed here. And as I mentioned earlier, I will actually go on the other side of the fence and go through the advantages of designing in-house or individually. So stay tuned, that will come in the future. So catch you later.